Hey.
Hi.
Hey. Hi.
Happy Sunday. I can't believe it. The Broncos beat the Colts. Woo, woo.
There you go. Hello.
I have one.
I know. Oh, you have the Hoosier one?
We have the Hoosier heritage. They beat
how
the Colts.
many did you do of those?
I've only had two. I had two on Wednesday because they were that good, and then we have one tonight.
Oh, you just made a new one. Oh.
What'd you think? I've had this since Wednesday?
No, I don't. I don't know. That's terrible. Of course not. That's so funny. Well, you know what? Hold on a second.
Oh,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's see. I don't know if she can make another one. I'll ask her. Hold on. Oh, hey. Oh, look at this. Look at this, Rachel. Look what I'm getting. Getting a new.
Serious?
Look at this. Thank you. Oh. Thank you.
Oh, some red wine. I see. Cocktail. She knows. Kim, I love you.
Yep. Rachel says she loves you. Rachel made another Hoosier Daddy. I know, they were so good. We don't have the fixins for another one, do we? That's the only thing you're missing, lemons? Oh, well, as long as you got the bourbon.
Throw it in there, you know? There's so much to talk into. I think we all need drinks after tonight's game.
I
do not think we could agree more. It was funny. I was actually, DMac and I sit next to each other in the press box, and I look at DMac, and I'm like, they should not have won this game. Like, they don't deserve to win this game. And I was like, wait a second. Actually, they do. The defense deserves to win this game. And you know what I actually really liked, too? I like that Sean Payton kind of took a lot of the blame.
Yeah.
How about that for some leadership to really put him on himself? He didn't like his play calling, which a lot of people did not, obviously. Bo wasn't Bo Nixing, that's for sure. But I like that Sean kind of took it and was like, you know what? I need to be better.
All right, let's play a little bit of Sean Payton here.
A difficult game just from an execution standpoint. There were a number of things that we have to improve on. Starting with me, at halftime, I had said to him, every key indicator, key to victory we outlined at the start of the week, man, we're doing the opposite relative to what we thought was going to be important. So we flipped the script a little bit in the second half. I thought the punt returns, obviously the takeaways were big. We found a way to win. But that'll be – we don't have a lot of time, but we can't go home tomorrow night when the day's finished and not have looked at that film and made the corrections. And that starts with all of us, too, as coaches. But we struggled to find any rhythm offensively. Certainly we turned it over. But we made enough plays in the second half. I thought the punt return game helped us. That was significant. And, that's where we're at.
Did you think they're going to lose?
Yeah. I never had the bad gut feeling, but when the offense literally couldn't not move the ball, it felt like past the 40. Bo was just throwing it away. His interceptions today were really bad. And I felt in those moments, I was like, they're not going to win this game on field goals, despite the Colts blowing up the game. But, I mean, honestly, DMac, the only reason I think they really won that game was because of Jonathan Taylor. And idiotic fact that he didn't hold on to the ball in the end zone.
Unbelievable. Here's Sean Payne on that fumble.
Yeah, Sean, what was your reaction when Jonathan Taylor dropped the ball there at the goal line? Do you think that was a turning point, the punt return?
Well, look, that was significant. I don't get it, but I'm not going to try to. I don't know what that was going to be. Yeah, it was a significant play that you go from breaking a long run for a touchdown for your team to us having the ball. There was a number of plays, but that was one of them.
I don't get it, and I'm not going to try to.
And then he got asked about it again, and you could tell he was really trying not to say something that was going to make him go viral or make him, the Colts somehow hear what Sean Payton had to say about it. He was really kind of biting his tongue. But it was funny because actually a good friend of ours, Andrew Mason, asked a lot of the guys in the locker room about what would Sean Payton say if that was Marvin Mims or Cortland Sutton, Adam Troutman, and all of them were like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to know. And Cortland Sutton was really funny. He's like, I don't even want to imagine what that conversation would be like. And then Marvin goes, well, it depends on who did it. If it was Cortland, he'd probably get away with a little bit more than I would.
That's probably true. Yeah. Marvin Mims spitting some truth bombs with that. Yeah, the question to Sean was kind of along that vein. Like, do you coach this? Do you watch this? Is it a learning lesson? And Sean Payton was like kind of beside himself, like, why the fuck would we ever have to do that? Like, meaning, if I had somebody that was that dumb, I doubt that person would be on the team the next day. Seriously.
Well, so Jonathan Taylor is a very well-known running back, like an elite running back in the league. So the fact that he got cocky in that moment and just was like, yep, whatever.
You can't understand it. There's no making sense of it.
Actually, I haven't. We got home. So the guys took a really long time in the locker room, which I'm kind of wondering. Yeah. Marvin Mims was somewhere. I mean, usually all the guys are in there, they shower and then they do that. So he was somewhere. And then he came in after pretty much everyone else had cleared out of the locker room and got his stuff to go shower. And I'm like, where were you for so long? Okay. But Sean Payton praised Marvin Mims a lot. I'm kind of wondering if maybe he just had like a post-game nice little chitty chat. This is just me speculating. I have no idea. But I thought it was interesting that he was gone for a long, long time.
Well, I mean, Mims had close to 100 yards on 3 punt returns, including 60 on the one that he almost scored on. And Payton did in the post game, said, hey, that as big as the Jonathan Taylor mistake was, the Mims punt returns, Rach, were turning points to just get them going in a very, very positive scoring direction.
If this Broncos defense wasn't as good as they were, what do you think the record would be for this Denver Broncos?
Oh, man. Well, it wouldn't be 9-5. That's for sure. You would have, gosh, I got to think about what games you would have lost. You would have lost this. Well, I mean, ironically, you probably would have lost the Browns game too, even though the defense didn't play great in that one. You would have lost this one. I'm trying to think of the other close games that they've had. You wouldn't have lost Atlanta. You killed Atlanta. The Jets, maybe. The Jets might be one. You only won by a point in the Jets game. You'd probably be. It probably would be reversed. Instead of 9-5, it'd probably be 5-9. How about that?
I'm trying to see if anybody has.
I mean, you probably still beat the Raiders because they suck, right? You beat the Falcons anyway. So yeah, probably 5-9. Probably 5-9.
Okay. Sounds good. I'm trying to see if Jonathan Taylor ended up saying anything post game.
Oh my God. Lord Almighty. I mean, I borderline feel bad for guys like that. I mean, but it's their own unbelievable, stupid fault. I mean, he's not going to get cut or anything. He's a star for them. Okay. So
is that the play that lost them the game though?
Oh, I think so. I think that after he did that, the Broncos outscored them 24-0. So I guess so. I mean, the Broncos sort of went on a roll after that. They were down 13-7. That would have made it 20-7, Rach. All the momentum would have been with the Colts. And the Broncos ended up getting a field goal to make it 13-10. And then, listen, it didn't lead directly to them winning the game. I mean, the Colts did turn the ball over, Rachel, 5 times to 3 turnovers for the Broncos. So, and the punt return was pretty special too. But it just felt momentum-wise that changed the ends. We were saying, sitting next to each other, like, well, now you got to win.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to win now, right?
Who do you put the offensive struggles on more? Do you put it on Bo or do you put it on Sean? Or is it a mixture of both?
I think it's a little bit of a mixture of both. I just don't think they called the right things. Well, Bo was having, Mark Kisla asked like a 90-minute question, but it turned out to be a good question because it made Bo introspective on like, hey man, what kind of doubts were you having in your head after your second interception? Yeah. And he admitted he was having some pretty big doubts about the whole thing. Like, I don't know if I can do this. What am I missing here? Why am I not seeing this? Like, he definitely expressed some reservations about his own play. What do you think about that?
Wow. So I haven't actually seen Bo Nix's press conference because I was in the locker room.
Oh, okay.
Other guys. So I wasn't in there for Bo, but to hear that, one, it's surprising, right? Because he always seems to have this confidence to him. It's never cockiness, but it's always this confidence. So that's fascinating. But I do know that Cortland Sutton mentioned post game, like him and Bo were just kind of sitting there being like, yep, like we got to keep doing this. Portland didn't have great plays either. And so they were just kind of being teammates to each other, saying we got to go out there and try again. And I mean, it obviously ended up paying off. They get in the end zone together, which is really good. But yeah, this is just, to me, one of those things you have to deal with as a rookie, though, right? Like having those thoughts creep in. Peyton Manning, his rookie season, when he was throwing interceptions left and right, he had to have had thoughts in the back of his head, like, am I cut out for this? And yeah, Bo Nix obviously having, 5 interceptions in the last 2 games?
Yep.
Not good.
Not good.
At the end of the day, you're still winning football games.
I will say, listen, it's not good. You don't, and a touchdown of Bo Nix's did result in a field goal for the Colts, so points did come off of it. But that being said, his interceptions, not great, but they haven't been like pick sixes. And his interceptions, for the most part, I think all of them today, all of them, were in the Colts' end of the field. So
even last week or 2 weeks ago, that's how it was.
That's right. And none of his interceptions today. So his interceptions today kind of came like in good parts of the field. Like they weren't even in field goal position. One was sort of in field goal position, but not really. They weren't in scoring touchdown position. The interceptions weren't in the end zone. They weren't really in field goal. It's no such thing like as a good interception. But if you're going to throw an interception, these are the types that you want to throw if you have to throw any.
Well, and it's just nice that they've got a really solid defense, right? I mean, those guys are – the chemistry there is unbelievable. Jonathan Cooper even touched on that in the post game too, or at the locker room.
Talk to me more about just the locker room. Tell me the vibe, because I wasn't in the locker room. I was in the Bo Nix, Sean Payton thing. Talk to me just about the locker room and the mood and everything in there.
Well, by the time I got in there, so Sean, everything kind of seemed to run like a little late today. I don't know if you also got that exact vibe. So by the time I got out there from Sean, because I always listen to what Sean Payton has to say, a lot of guys were already dressed and out the door, but it definitely was the vibe of like, this was a win we were supposed to, but we did not play up to the standard we are supposed to, and we have to be better. Like this was, and again, this football team 2 years ago would have lost this game. This football team last year would have lost this game. They're lucky they pulled it out, but they know that they can't play like this and expect to win playoff football games. So that vibe is just there. And I think that's the Sean Payton culture thing that we're all talking about 24/7. Like they're not playing to the standard that we are used to. And that's why I think also Broncos country today was booing them, because they're like, what are we watching? This offense can't get rolling at all. Defense comes in second half, saves the day, and then the offense starts to get rolling and is able to get more points on the board. But it was very much that exact same thing of just like, we won the ball or we won the game. We got really lucky, but like we did not play up to the standard and we have to be better. And I think that's what Sean went in there and said in the locker room too, of like, listen, we won this, but tomorrow we're looking at all of the bad film and we're going to fix it before Thursday.
Okay, that's cool. Who else did you talk to? Who else was at least chit-chatting, and what else?
You know who I think would be like a fan favorite for a lot of people if they had the opportunity to sit down and talk to him for just like 2 minutes?
Who?
Adam Troutman.
Yeah. He's a cool dude.
He's like a cool dude. Really cool dude. He's always cracking jokes. It was another one of those questions like, what would Sean do if you were the one that dropped it? And he was like, oh, I don't even want to think about that. He was like, no. I'll hopefully have those clips out on my social media tomorrow. I haven't had time to cut them up yet. DMac is much faster than I am getting the Sean Payton stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, he's really funny. Like he just kind of cracks jokes and he tells it how it is and he knows the standard. So that's nice. Marvin Mims and Cortland Sutton, again, took a really long time to get out there. I think we were waiting by the time the locker room cleared for probably 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay.
That's a really long time. PS2 did not talk to the media. I did see some people who were coming in here being like, is there any update on PS2? Is there any update on PS2? Didn't talk to the media, not surprising because he technically was like listed on the injury report with that ankle injury. It was questionable. But he was walking around pretty fine. So that leads me to hopefully believe he'll be good to go on Thursday. They're going to really need him on Thursday, though. Like,
was Nick Bonito in there?
Oh, yes. And he was crowded by everybody. That game for that play was insane. Like, can we just talk about the fact that he read that? And I'm so mad that they are not calling it a pick six. I'm so angry about it. I'm pissed. He's funny though. He's like a really funny, just like chill dude. People were asking him about defensive player of the year, and he was like, "Yeah, it's really cool, but like, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen. I just got to keep playing my game." I'm like,
all right, Rachel. What's your?
Oh my god!
What's your?
What did they call it?
What did they call it? Golly, what did they call it?
Illegal something.
Unmentionable celebration or something like, some sort of like.
I didn't see it live. I kind of wish I would have, because everybody in the press box was like, "Oh, he just did that." I'm just wondering if he's gonna get fined.
Oh, he'll definitely get fined. Well, anytime you get an intentional like personal foul, you get fined.
Yeah,
for the most part. So he'll definitely get fined. Gosh darn it! What did they call it? They didn't call it. They called it something celebration, like a not allowed celebration. Oh God, what did they call it?
I'm gonna find it.
It was something like oh my God, they can't call it a pornographic. So here's what you can't do, I guess. You can't grab yourself.
No.
You can't do the gun stuff.
No.
And you can't do the throat slash stuff, right?
Correct.
All right.
And I remember Josie Jewell, because he was like,
what'd he do?
He did.
He did the outlaw.
He did it twice last season.
Well, that kind of sucks when your nickname is like the outlaw Josie Jewell. I mean,
yeah.
What's he supposed to do? Like a lasso with a rope?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the outlaw Josie Jewell. Pew, 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 pew,
totally agree. I'm so mad that we can't find what they called it. I figured if I just searched his name, it would show up. He's saying
lewd celebration. They did not call it lewd celebration, but it was something. I mean, it was something along those lines.
It was so.
Wasn't this Sally used to be trademark of Vaughn? Well, the genesis of this is Key and Peele's skit, and I forget, who the player was, but like, you only get 2 thrusts. You can't get 3 thrusts. The third thrust is a flag. I mean, it's like.
I have it.
What is it?
Illegal demonstration. It's so good. It is so good.
Illegal demonstration.
He hasn't gotten his big payday yet, so I wonder if he's going to be mad about that $5,000 to $7,000 fine he's about to get.
By the way, they put the penalty on the extra point, so the extra point was like 50-something yards to hit like an extra point.
Good thing Will Lutz decided to show up for work.
I don't care. I thought it was fun. Bonito's been unbelievable. So
what did you think about PS2 going back out onto the field?
It wasn't great.
But Sean Payton did have a good point of like, our doctors look at him. If they say you can go, you're gonna go. There's no we put one player over another, and we really need this guy for third.
I know. Here's what he said.
Coach, after Pastor Tan sustained the ankle injury the first time, were there talks on the sideline about whether to put him back in the game given the score?
Anything we do relative to a player's injury is always like, if the medical staff feels like he can go back in and he's healthy enough, there's never any, well, we don't need him now. It's just strictly, is he healthy enough to play? And if he's not, he won't. And if he is, he will play. And that's, I think, the only way you can approach things like that.
I don't know, man. You were up a bunch. He had just made an interception. I wish he stayed down. He got up and he got drilled from like the blind side on his knee, and that looked scary. And it was just like a minute or 2 later, he's back in the game. It's like, come on. Like, I was amazed he got up when he got hit after the interception.
Yeah.
So, no, I'm definitely nervous about Surtain on Thursday. Riley Moss, Rach, was working out before the game on the field.
I did see that too.
So I don't know. Maybe he's good to go. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, but if they were out with, or if they don't have Pat Surtain and Riley Moss on Thursday, oh boy.
Yeah, and then Justin Herbert, though. Well, the Chargers did get killed today by Tampa. I
actually don't like when a team gets killed the week before they play you, because I feel like that lights a little bit of a fire underneath their ass, and then you're like, well, shit.
Well, believe it or not, now it's more desperate for the Chargers than the Broncos.
I know.
The Broncos.
Also, is it true right now the Broncos do play the Steelers?
Yes, they're the 6th seed. If the playoffs were to start right now, they would play the Steelers.
Oh my God.
The Broncos are the 6th. They'd play the 3. The Steelers are at 10-4, but the Ravens, Rachel, are at 9-5. And you got 3 games left. It's only a game down. The Ravens win the tiebreaker with the Broncos, and the Steelers would win the tiebreaker with the Broncos too.
Yeah.
So the Steelers would have to really shit the bed. They would have to they would basically have to lose. Well, I mean, they'd have to lose all 3, and the Broncos would have to win 2 of 3 for the Broncos just to get the 5 seed. I guess it's not impossible, but I'd say it's unlikely. Chiefs won today, so they have a 2-game lead over the Bills, although they don't have the tiebreaker against the Bills. But it seems like the Bills, who won a crazy game, 48-42. I don't know if you saw some highlights of that one against Detroit.
Yeah.
That was nuts. It seems like the Chiefs will be at 1. It seems like the Bills will be at 2.
What do you think about Patrick Mahomes and his ankle?
I think he's probably messed up a little bit.
I do too.
Listen, crazy things can happen at this time of year. Crazy things can happen, and they can change seasons. So I think a lot of it is just sort of surviving. I'd be bummed if PS2 couldn't play. However, Rachel, there's a 91% chance that they make the playoffs. So let's just keep things in perspective. Like this game now against the Chargers, while it'd be nice to win, it is not a make or break game. It is not. There's other things to play for in the playoffs, and there's other ways to get to the playoffs aside from beating the Chargers. Okay, I just want to have perspective on what's going on.
Okay, so you're telling me Levi Wallace is then filling in for Pat Surtain. We all remember how bad he got destroyed before the bye week. He comes in for Pat Surtain. You've got Chris Abrams-James, and Peter.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. Damari Smith was out there. Don't forget Jaquan McMillan got hurt today too, and we'll see where he's at.
True.
You may have a corner issue for sure.
Yeah.
That could be. They called up. Reed something or other. I think his first name was Reed.
Yeah.
Reed Taylor or something. He was on the Broncos practice squad and got called up. And Levi Wallace was benched. He was a healthy scratch today.
Yeah. I mean, not surprising. He got absolutely wrecked 2 weeks ago.
Agreed.
I was not surprised when I saw that one be inactive at all. I was like, yeah, you're not going to be on this team next year, buddy. I hope you enjoyed your stint here in the Mile High City. Brutal.
Wow, Rachel with the daggers coming out. The daggers in the
bourbon,
claws.
the 2 sips of bourbon I had.
The bourbon is shaking. How is married life, Rachel? You're getting asked about married
life is great.
Yeah.
It is really no different than my life was before, besides I'm not planning a wedding. And cheers to that. I'm getting to make Christmas cookies and edit videos.
Your Christmas cookies. Do you have a photo of your Christmas cookies?
I do.
Your Christmas cookies looked amazing.
Thank you.
So this is a hobby that Rachel has, making cookies, right?
Yep.
And in particular,
Nope.
These are cookies you made.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Oh, we lost him.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Thanks. You can kind of see it. But yeah. Look, there's my little fireplace. The cookie.
Oh my God. That is fantastic.
So that's what I do in my free time now.
Absolutely outstanding. Saturday. Oh, love the curls. Are the curls kind of new? A little bit? I don't know.
No.
It's not super new.
No.
Kind of.
That's a cookie. That is a cookie.
What's that? Oh, that's a cookie. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
another thing we need to talk about.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton, this guy just commented and said, "Who were these bums talking crap behind the bench tonight?" That comment from Court pissed me off. I
What's going
forgot
on?
about this.
I don't know that.
Cortland
Explain.
Sutton said that people behind the bench were talking crap on Bo Nix, and he could hear them, and they could all hear him. And I'm like, Court, you should have
What?
turned around and been like, "Get the hell out of here, then." And
What?
yeah, they
Like,
could hear it.
like the fans?
Yeah. Isn't
Really?
that crazy?
It's a little crazy.
I'm like, no wonder why Bo Nix is getting in his own head extra. He's listening to Broncos country sit behind him and be like, yeah, maybe he's not cut out for this. He's not rookie of the year. Simmer,
Wow.
everyone. Simmer.
Wow.
Yeah. People
wow.
that pay that much money for those tickets, that's not cheap to sit behind the bench, everybody. Like, I feel like you should maybe take a chill pill or something.
You know what's funny? The seats right behind the bench aren't that great.
Mm-mm.
They're hard to see.
They are. Honestly,
yeah.
I feel like club level is like the best because you can actually see everything.
You know, honestly, I like sitting next to you and Coach and our friends up there, and I like the bathroom right there, and
Bathroom, the free food, free drinks,
I still have a sandwich for later.
all the popcorn you can eat. Yeah,
All the popcorn you can eat.
it's true. You can eat so much.
We are so
Spoiled.
so damn spoiled. We are so
I
but
had
we
a
are
New York strip steak for lunch today. Yeah,
right.
we'll just stop talking now.
But we are not drinking alcohol
Nope.
until
Now we
cocktail
are, though.
hour.
Cheers.
And now we are. All right, Rach. We have a short week.
We do.
So what is did you hear anything about, you know what? Let me see if I do have the schedule here. See if they put it out yet.
It's Sean Payton like normal tomorrow. On Tuesday,
Oh,
it'll act as a Wednesday. We don't know who we're going to be hearing from exactly, whether that'll be coordinators or if it'll be players. And then they'll
Okay.
travel out on Wednesday and game on Thursday.
So is Sean Payton like a conference call like he usually is on Mondays then?
Yep.
So it's usual, and then they just kind of do a big, huge deal on Tuesday.
Yep.
Okay, so that gives the players tomorrow off,
Correct.
basically. Okay, so Tuesday.
Well, not
will be
really
the-
off, but they're going to be watching film tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
So our next cocktail hour will be
Yep.
Wednesday. We'll just keep it Wednesday, right? That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Absolutely.
And you'll be out there Tuesday, though, correct?
Yep.
Representing for the Alamosa Radio. I mean,
love
locking
them.
locking
can we
it
say?
down for Southern Colorado.
What
Right.
can we say?
Rachel Vigil.
Every single time I go to pick up my credential, they're like, which place are you with? And I'm like, it's a Fox Sports channel. I don't know the letters. I'm sorry. They're always like digging through the names trying to find it. It's true. I appreciate it though. I love them. Anytime they want me, I'm here for them.
We probably shouldn't tell the whole story now, but
One day.
we after the season. After the season, we have such a great story, and we have such a great friend who's now helped both of us out.
Indeed.
And it shall make a great story, but now is probably not the right time. But
Agreed.
but it's a riot. It's funny as hell.
It is.
It's and it is funny, like it doesn't happen often because there's nothing unusual about Rachel being in the press box, but those that know, and I saw somebody ask you that today, like, oh, like
What's going on with you?
what's going on?
For the first week, okay, so just for backstory for those of you, because I know a lot of you come from DMac's page, I got released from my job essentially. Well, I did over a month ago now. But I've been helping out this Alamosa station, which has been amazing, and thank you to them helping cover the Broncos. And they're actually a Broncos station, which is pretty cool.
It is.
But
It's a
for the
legit
first
station.
2 weeks, everyone was looking at me like, what are you doing here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how are you here right now? Now I don't get them as much. Luckily, I just get like
Yeah.
1 or 2 people and I give them
Yeah.
the like story. But
Yeah.
for a while, it was literally like, what is she doing here? And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, I'm still here. Don't hate
Yeah.
on me yet.
Yeah. And I went through that as well. I know exactly how that feels.
Mhm.
But you know what's cool about most people that cover the Broncos and the other sports, they kind of at the end of the day, we're kind of all in this stuff together.
Yeah.
You know, we work for competitors, or we are competitors, or work for competing stations. But for the vast majority, the personalities, the on-air people, they're not enemies. we're all just trying to make our way and doing things that we love, and we all have to work for companies.
Yep.
Except for the very, very few of us who are just completely self-employed, and there's not many that can do that. So you end up working for somebody else. So it's always a little something when there's change and that person is still around, and you're like, But at the end of the day, I find people don't even care nor question it. They're like, okay, interesting, good, happy you're here. And and that's that. And then you just get treated like you've always been treated. That's what I felt, at least.
This industry, you can choose pretty much to either disappear or to continue to cover your teams, and you're going to find a way to do that. So a lot of people do disappear when things like that happen, and then you really got to fight. But that's like working in the industry in general. Like, you have to fight for what you want to do.
And everybody should know Rachel Vigil is one tough cookie who just won't go quietly into the night. And for that, she has my and should have your respect as well.
Appreciate it. Well, I also need to figure out what cocktail we're going to do for Wednesday.
Yeah, what's the theme? We're going to, what are we going to do here? Are we going to go Los Angeles? Are we going to go San Diego? Are we going to go Mexico? Like, what's your inclination? What does it tell you?
I just searched California's signature drink, and there are a lot of them.
Oh, I bet.
There are a ton. There was one that was like a French 75, but I think it's called the California 75 or something.
Okay.
Excuse me. I'm gonna do I'll run a poll tomorrow. Okay. Make sure we have enough time to get all the ingredients.
Yes.
And then we'll figure it out from there. But Hoosier Heritage, a win.
I am sorry I didn't go. I should have gone with the Hoosier Heritage again. That is totally my bad. It would totally make sense that we would do it 2 shows in a row. I will be better next time.
Yes.
And it'll be quirky. And by the way, Rachel and I, and this was wild last time we had a weeknight game. We didn't do our show till like midnight, and we were blown away how many people. And so likely Thursday will be the same type of thing. It'll
Even
probably
tonight,
be a very late night
9 o'clock at night. You guys are hanging. We appreciate it.
You guys are the best. All right, you're the best, Rachel. I want you to have a wonderful week, and look online for the drink of the week, right?
Yep. I'll post the poll tomorrow sometime in the morning, so check on it. I'll let it run through tomorrow afternoon. And I'm happy that I didn't have to jump on the show today and be chugging my Hoosier Heritage, because if the Broncos would have lost, I would have downed it early on.
No doubt about it. Okay. And watch out for grabbing your crotch at work.
Cheers, everyone.
Can't do that either. All right, we'll see you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.